Friends, hello. Let's talk about Rolls-Royce. So, getting right down to the skibby of what is going on here with the Rolls-Royce. This has been a stock I have been promoting here for over 2 years. Been watching this thing since COVID. Since COVID happened, it's been demolished, and since then it's been rebuilding. The company went through a lot of changes, and it's been doing really well. I mean, this year has been the best year it's had pre-COVID, with getting back on track with the balance sheet, money, where they're spending it, where they're holding it, where they're using it, everything, all that. And now a lot of people are talking about when dividends come back to Rolls-Royce here. Now, this was a dividend stock pre-COVID here. It really was, and that's why a lot of people were in it. And it wasn't like the best stock to hold. It wasn't showing huge numbers, but a lot of people bought it because it was just a healthy stock. Rolls-Royce is one of those companies that, as the world turns, it'll probably always be there. They do a lot. Now, this isn't the Rolls-Royce sector of vehicles. This is the Rolls-Royce sector of planes, making aircraft engines, all that sort of stuff. So still a very heavy company, big hands of what they do and what they have. Now, talking about that, like I said, the dividend on Rolls-Royce, a lot of people think that, and analysts are starting to talk about, this is kind of like the big subject as of lately, that with Rolls-Royce this year having such a dominant year with growth and coming back, that potentially by next year they could be talking about a dividend coming back here. Now, with that would be huge for the stock, and I think that would really jump the stock, just in the sense we're talking about a company right now that has a stock for under $3 that would bring back a dividend. So it would probably move quite a bit on just people wanting to be a part of a dividend stock. If you've ever watched a company say, hey, we're announcing a dividend, if you've seen that, then the stock will just take a huge walk up, because people are wanting to get in cheap because they know they're going to be a part of something. So with that, the past 6 months have been pretty good. They've been pretty good. And it's been a rough 2 years here, 3 years now, for poor Rolls-Royce, watching it's been 3 years, what am I talking about here, since COVID. But now the stock is really holding itself up here. And since July here, it's been above $2. $2 and it's trying to get this $3 range. I don't think we're going to make $3 this year. I think to stay at like $2.20, $2.30 for the rest of this year, I think that's a winning flag for us, people that are in it. So if you're in it, anything under $2, congrats. If you take that into 2024 here, I think that's a win. I really do. I don't know who's been keeping up with the news here with Rolls-Royce, but a lot of projects that they seem to put on the burner, abandon, whatnot, they have been bringing back this year. And this is a company that has a lot of stuff planned with what's going on with them. They've had huge contracts this year, $500 million contracts here, there, and they've been bringing in money, and their balance sheet has really been producing good numbers. Now, I think the main reason why we don't see a lot of big movement in Rolls-Royce right now is because it's not really a popular stock. A lot of people do not talk about it. I don't think a lot of people know about it. It's just not really in the ether of excitement for people to put money into. Now, it could be a huge winner going into next year. And every now and then I get random comments where people are like, man, I'm so glad I bought this when, I saw your video a year or so ago about this, and I took a chance on it. And I am too, because Rolls-Royce has really improved. If you were buying, just in November of last year, you're up quite a bit right now, especially buying a stock that had for buying it at $1 back then. We've just seen big movement. So every few months I'll make a video on Rolls-Royce telling people like, hey, I still think there's a lot of meat that has not even been touched here on the bone here with Rolls-Royce, and I think we really need to pay attention to it. So still, even at $2.30, anything under $3 right now, I believe is a huge steal, especially if this stock is going to be bringing back dividends here in the near future, and that's a huge deal. So friends, like I said, I don't want to go over all the deals because I've talked a lot about them, and there's a lot of things going on with Rolls-Royce, but the main part to really end this year is that I think Rolls-Royce, even the fact that it's still so cheap, you know, if you've been here for a while, this is a great place to be, and there's a lot of winners in this right now if you've been buying throughout the last, you know, year or so. And next year could be the year where we see Rolls-Royce really hike itself back up. That'll be 4 years of just really building itself back, and that's a long investment. It's a long investment for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people have been sitting in this for a long time. So, kudos to everyone who's waited this long. And if they do announce dividends again, which I believe they will, I think this is something they're going to announce. I think this would be huge for the stock, and it would double its price overnight because people would be going ape crazy for this thing, just out of the blue. So friends, with all that said, let me know what you think about Rolls-Royce. Congratulations if you've been sitting here a long time in it and you're now looking at some really decent numbers. Like I said, if this thing ends the year anything above $2 or just below it, I think that is a win. Congratulations. And I'm really, that's great. That really is great, because that is a huge walk up compared to a lot of other stocks that really did not survive the COVID attack. And, you know, Rolls-Royce is one of few stocks that took so much damage and really worked its way back up out of the COVID era. So it's really amazing to watch what it's done here. Friends, I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.